I'm gonna tell you one thing, bro. And I'm gonna put. Uh, I think Tank put a lot of people on notice, kind of with the past couple of fights. Because I'm gonna keep it real, man. And let me just speak on Gervonta Tank Davis right quick for a minute. I mean, a lot of people know that we've been talking about Teofimo Lopez, Gervonta Davis, Ryan Garcia, Vasily Lomachenko, and who am I missing? And Devin Haney. We've been talking about, really, if you take away Vasily Lomachenko, we call the other four the Four Horsemen. And so we've been talking about them, for the better part of probably the past year or two. And I have to admit, man, I've always been probably the largest Tank fan out of all of them. But I will have to admit, man, that I've been very, very impressed by his ability to box.
Yes.
I think about a year or two ago, a lot of people felt that Gervonta Tank Davis was just simply a power puncher and that all he knew how to do was just drop bombs. But I think he's started to show in a number of his past few fights that he's got a few more wrinkles.
Adversity.
He's got a few more wrinkles that a lot of people were wanting to give Gervonta Davis credit for a couple fights ago. Because even with Rolly Romero, a lot of people don't understand he was standing 5'7". He had a great amount of reach, and you could tell that he had pop himself. Because I feel like even Gervonta Davis had a healthy respect for his power. And you saw that by Gervonta trying to outbox him and not go to war. At that point, when that knockout happened, as you just stated, Q, that was one of the most exquisite counterpunches that I've ever seen in a boxing match, bro. That was an excellent counterpunch. Now, I will say this, man. As a fan, at no point did I ever feel like Tank was going to lose the fight. I always felt like, even though it was a close competitive fight, you could just see that Tank was an inch quicker. You could tell that he was an inch better than Rolly.
No doubt.
But I will say this, bro. I'm not going to lie to you, bro. I will say this, though. If Tank had not knocked Rolly out, though, I feel like a lot of slander would have come his way. If the whole fight had gone with him trying to outbox and just land that one shot, and if he didn't get it, I could have imagined a lot of people trying to slander Tank for, bouncing around the ring all night, not going straight forward. But
especially after the Eastside Cruz fight.
Yeah, especially after the Eastside Cruz fight. But I have to but you got to applaud Tank Davis, because they always say, man, that class shows over time. Mm-hmm. And at a certain point, man, you could tell that it was just a matter of time before he was going to clip.
It wasn't a lucky punch.
Exactly. It was not lucky at all. It was an absolutely calculated, exquisitely landed counterpunch by Tank Davis. And I think it was an awesome punch for him to land. And it ended the fight is about as good as you could possibly end the fight, bro. So,
and it showed you from the point where he landed the punch to about before he hit the ground, from the spot where he connected to where he ended up before he even hit the ground. That counter punch, he caught him, and his footwork is so impeccable. People understand. Tank Davis got great footwork, and that's his we talked about how defense has improved over time.
Right.
Because we just felt like his head movement went up to speed. Because I remember, just like you say, you've been the largest campaigning for Tank. We all had our picks, and Tank Davis has been the one, but he has improved on his defense and his or he's just slowly rolling out different parts as he uses them.
And here's what I'll say too is that I will venture to say right now, man, from what I've seen with Gervonta Tank Davis's boxing ability, the only knock that anybody in boxing in that division or in and around that division can say against Tank is that he's short. The only thing anybody can say is that he'll just be at a height disadvantage because he's shown that he has the boxing skill and everybody knows that he has the power. Now, here's something.
I thought you were going to say his output.
Oh yeah, you're right. They could knock his output, but here's the catch. The catch is with the output, I do feel like though that Tank is willing to give somebody that output if they bring the firefight to him.
Yes.
Now, because the one thing we saw in the Rolly Romero fight with Tank is that while Tank was trying to counterpunch, we also did see a healthy level of respect from Rolly Romero and not wanting to jump into that fire himself.
Yes. I thought it was Bolo season, bro.
Right. Even though Rolly was coming straight forward and Rolly was definitely the aggressor, we did see Rolly not necessarily throw caution to the wind until that fatal moment where he got clipped. And I got to say this about Rolly, bro. I can't lie, man. As much as I'm a Gervonta Tank Davis fan, and as much as Rolly Romero's trash talk was horrendous, bro, it was absolutely horrendous. I can't lie to you, dog. When he got clipped and knocked out like that, I felt sorry for him for a second. I felt sorry for him. And here's why.
I gotta have the respect for Rolly, bro.
Yeah.
I was nervous, bro. I was nervous.
I'll tell you the reason why I felt a little bit sorry for Rolly, bro, is because even though I never felt Tank was gonna lose, Rolly did box about as good as you could probably expect to box against Tank up until that point. And it has to be devastating when you've done all that you possibly could do against a fighter, and then they erase you with the snap of a finger, bro, with one counter punch, and you out of there, bro. I did feel a little sorry for Rolly, but nevertheless, man, salute to Tank. Tank has proven that he is more than just a knockout puncher, man, and I think that's dope to see with Gervonta Tank Davis. Now, I wanna throw a little